The film opens with Sunji, a talented international diplomat and interpreter at a summit. She soon receives a call from her uncle Jong Bae, who urges her to leave the summit and come to him quickly, as he has found someone he has been searching for. The scene shifts to 20 years earlier when Sung Yi was abducted off the street to cover a 500,000 debt she owed a creditor. Once in the car, Sung Yi stared at a chicken leg she was given to eat, sobbing continuously. Nagnja's mother did her best to pay off the debt, but no one would lend her money. Sung Yi stayed with Dae-sok for one day. The following day, as soon as the car halted, Sung Yi unbuckled her seatbelt and leaped out. She narrowly avoided being struck by a motorcycle and sprinted away. Dae-sok pursued her, but she eluded him by concealing herself behind a vase. That night, she hurried home only to find her mother missing. The next day, Dae-sok visited the Immigration Bureau in San, believing she had no choice but to put Sung Yi up for adoption to repay her debt. She provided Dae-sok with her home address and Sung Yi's uncle's contact information, as he intended to pay the debt and take Sung Yi with him. Back at home, Seonji prepared a bag to search for her mother. Shortly after, Doseo arrived at her house, discovered Sung Yi's shoes, and grew concerned. While Sunji wandered the streets alone, a man with a menacing face tried to grab her, but Dae-sok appeared just in time to rescue her. Terrified, Sung Yi pleaded with Dae-sok to help her find her mother. Despite his tough exterior, Dae-sok was an honest man at heart. He comforted her, and she agreed to stay with him until her mother returned. The next day, Sunji cleaned the entire house and beamed when Jong Hee and Dae-sok returned home. Dae-sok then received a call from Sung Yi's uncle, who offered to pay twice the amount if they took good care of Sung Yi. They later went shopping for new clothes for Sung Yi, who was thrilled to accompany them. Along the way, she nicknamed Dae-sok Seongbo because of his tough exterior and tender heart. The men purchased an array of clothes for Sung Yi, making it her happiest day. To show her appreciation, she hugged Dae-sok. They even celebrated her birthday together. Although Sunji was content, her mother's absence left her feeling somewhat melancholic. The following day, her uncle arrived to collect her. Knowing he would miss her, Dae-sok bought a CD player for Sung Yi. A silver-haired man approached them, appearing untrustworthy. Frightened, Sung Yi hid behind Dae-sok. The man took money from Sung Yi's uncle, and she left with him. After her departure, Dae-sok was constantly in a foul mood. He tried to contact her, but no one answered. The silver-haired man was actually a child trafficker, and Sung Yi was eventually sold at a low price. She was forced to do undesirable tasks, like cleaning toilets. Once, a drunken man hurled a liquor bottle at her, cutting her face. To avoid costly medical bills, her owner treated her wound in the bedroom. Later, Dae-sok tracked down the silver-haired man. Enraged by the number of children he had sold, Dae-sok began to beat him. One night, he received a call from Sung Yi, who tearfully told him her location. Dae-sok rushed to retrieve her, but the door was locked. Hearing Dae-sok's knocking, Sung Yi emerged. Her eyes brimming with tears, she stood behind the glass door. Dae-sok asked her to step back as he broke the door to rescue her. Alerted by the commotion, the owner stepped outside. Dae-sok inquired about the price paid for Sung Yi and promised to reimburse it. To raise the 4 million needed, Dae-sok sold half of his assets and his car. Time passed, and Dae-sok sent Sung Yi to school, with the whole family rejoicing in her achievements. The scene shifts to adult Sung Yi, living happily with the two men. One night, Sung Yi's mom arrived to find her but chose not to disturb their happiness. Sung Yi took the university entrance exam, and like all other parents, Dae-sok waited at the gate, praying for her. Sung Yi was accepted into a top university. Dae-sok, like a true father, constantly worried about her well-being. Later, Dae-sok received a call from Sung Yi's grandmother, informing him that her mom was gravely ill and wanted to see Sung Yi. The next day, they arrived at the house. It was Sung Yi's first encounter with her grandmother. Sung Mei met her mother, and they both cried, as it had been 20 years since they last saw each other. They had dinner together, but Sung Yi's mom fretted that Dae-sok would take her back the following day. Sung Yi's mom asked Dae-sok to fulfill her dying wish of introducing Sung Yi to her real father. That day, Sung-hee accidentally saw Do-silk's old, worn-out shoes, as he had spent all his money on her education. She told him she was participating in a school activity, but in reality, she started working. She wanted to earn money to buy him new shoes. Before long, Do-seok found Sung-hee's biological father and left her with him. Furious at Do-seok for leaving her with her father when he had been the one to raise her, Sung-hee lashed out. Do-seok, too, was heartbroken. He then received a call from Sung-hee, who called him daddy for the first time. Overjoyed, he listened as Sang-hee asked him to come and get her, as she didn't want to live with her biological father. Do-seok immediately set off to retrieve her, but tragically got into an accident. Sung-hee hadn't seen him since. For more than 10 years, she searched for him using his name. Just as she was about to give up, she saw an advertisement declaring a winner and returned to the police station. She decided to search for him under the name Shambo. Miraculously, the police found him in a nursing home. Do-seok had suffered a brain infarction from the accident a decade prior. Sung-hee went to see him, but he showed no reaction. Heartbroken, she was about to leave when he suddenly called her Dumbo. Sung-hee presented him with the shoes she had bought for him and discovered several bills that turned out to be her school living expenses. She wept, realizing the hardships her father had endured to raise her. They embraced, sharing a deeply emotional moment. And that concludes the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe for more content like this and hit the like button to support us. Feel free to leave a comment if you'd like us to recap your favorite movie. Until next time, take care.